Are you experiencing a massive Kundalini awakening? What is up, soul family? It's another day on Starship Earth, and we're sending gratitude into the cosmos. My name is Jamie, and this is my channel Soul Expansion, where I help guide you through your spiritual awakening process. And today I want to talk about Kundalini awakening. I want to talk about some of the symptoms that come with Kundalini awakening, how we manage these symptoms, how we can better navigate through this process, because it can be a very tough process, especially if we resist what is happening within us. Okay, and I know a lot of people can end up thinking this is a curse upon them because they can't function in normal day-to-day life anymore because of this energy that is flowing through them. Alright, and this energy is higher intelligence. This energy is working through your system, it's working through your energetic blockages for your highest good. So ultimately it is working through what has limited you from aligning with your higher purpose throughout your life. Okay, it is bringing you closer to your higher self. It is bringing you closer to your true, authentic self. Okay, and some of the symptoms that can happen during this process can be so intense. They can take a toll on the body. You know, I remember during the first couple years of my Kundalini awakening process, I would wake up and I would feel like I just got hit by a truck. And I would be walking around just feeling so fatigued, because the body can get really fatigued when so much is happening, so much energetic transformation is happening within your cells, within your DNA, within your endocrine system, and the rewiring of your brain. Okay, so I remember feeling very fatigued at least a couple times a week at times. And I would get this intense head pressure. And this head pressure can come from activations of our higher energy centers, the third eye, the crown chakra. And it can also happen from our mind resisting this process within us. If our mind is suppressing thoughts, if our mind is suppressing emotions, this pressure can build up, because Kundalini does not allow us to suppress any further than what we have in the past. You know, Kundalini is pushing these things to the surface for us to heal them, for us to release them. So if we decide to suppress our emotions, it becomes these two opposing forces. Our mind resisting this higher intelligence, and then we get this huge pressure within ourselves. We can feel it in our body, we can feel it in our head, and we can get this intense head pressure that just feels like our head's ready to explode, until we allow ourselves to surrender. Okay, that's one of the most important things in this process, is learning surrender, learning to surrender our mind. Because our mind wants to take the driver's seat. You know, our ego wants to take the driver's seat. Our ego thinks it knows the best way for us because, you know, it's helped us survive throughout our whole life. It's what's brought us here, you know, in our body as an individual. Okay, and what will happen is your ego, your mind wants to go this way. It wants to resist what is happening because it's uncomfortable. You know, you are like a snake shedding its skin, becoming a new version of yourself, becoming your true self. And your mind's like, no, this sucks. This feels like shit. I want to go this way. Alright? So that's when surrendering your mind becomes vital for this Kundalini transformation. Just getting out in nature, putting your feet in the dirt, putting your feet in the sand, you know, connecting with Mother Earth is one of the best ways that you can learn to surrender, because nature is always surrendering to its natural rhythm, its natural process of death and birth. And us as humans, we resist this death process, you know, this metaphysical process where we are letting go of parts of ourself that no longer serve us. When we are feeling that natural change within ourselves, we resist. Okay, so learning to surrender, learning to slow the mind, learning to calm the nervous system because our nervous system can really get amplified when we are experiencing these energetic sensations, when we're experiencing this powerful electrical energy that can sometimes be like lightning on our system and on our body. So calming your nervous system, slowing the mind, coming into a yin state of being, this is very important because this will allow you to surrender to the energetic process within you. It will allow this energy to move through you. Okay, think of like water. Think of the element of water, and this is something you can do as well, is you can connect to the consciousness of water by focusing your consciousness, your awareness on a stream of water outside. You could even listen to a soundtrack of water, but just listening to how it flows, observing how it moves, and just listening. And that will connect you to that flow, that same flow that water is always living by, that universal flow, and that will allow your own energy to flow within yourself. Okay, so that's very important, and that's really helped me on my path. That's helped me really calm the symptoms that I was experiencing. It's helped me release emotions when I've needed to release, and release any thoughts, release resistance. So I'm always called to go out to a little creek that's on the nature trail by my house to just put my feet in there. Okay, something else that can actually worsen your symptoms and amplify Kundalini in your body is vigorous workouts, intense workouts. You know, I found that this can actually intensify the energy. It can intensify the uncomfortable symptoms, can make things worse. So taking a break from any crazy workouts can actually be helpful. Taking a break from any intense meditation can be helpful as well. And doing things like yin yoga that connect you to that energy of yin, that connect you to that energy of slow movement. You know, moving your body so that you can move your energy, but not anything intense that is going to amplify your heartbeat, amplify your nervous system, trigger your nervous system, trigger your fight or flight. You want to slow everything down. You want to slow your heartbeat, you want to slow your mind, you want to slow your energy. Okay? This will be very helpful if you are experiencing uncomfortable physical symptoms or symptoms that are really making it hard for you to live your day-to-day life. There are also herbs that you can take that will help this process, that can help support your system through this powerful energetic process you're going through. You know, herbs like ashwagandha. I like to drink ashwagandha tea, and I also like to put Shilajit in that tea because Shilajit is it's a very powerful resin, ayurvedic medicine that is full of minerals, full of vitamins that can support your system through this process. And it also helps decalcify your pineal gland. So it's just very good for detoxing your body, decalcifying your pineal gland, and supporting your system with a lot of vitamins and minerals. Alright, you can check the link in my bio for a link for Shilajit and also ashwagandha. I don't have a link for that, but you can definitely think about taking more herbs. You know, follow your body's intuition through this process. Your body may feel called to certain foods. You might not be able to eat certain foods because your stomach can't digest it right. You know, there are certain things I had to stop eating because they were making me sick. These symptoms, as you're going through this Kundalini process, they are amplified more than usual. So when I used to smoke cigarettes, the negative effects that I would get from smoking cigarettes would intensify. I remember I was eating Pizza Hut all the time back then. I was eating fast food, and I actually went to the hospital for a bunch of stomach issues and digestive issues I was having and a lot of intense pain. And I realized months later that it was because, you know, this Kundalini energy was rejecting the foods I was eating. My body was rejecting these foods because My body wanted me to start eating much more clean foods, less processed foods, so that my body would be more clear for this energy to move through. And this digestive fire, it is sometimes called, this digestive fire that's moving through your solar plexus, that's moving through your sacral and your root chakra. Okay, it's clearing the blockages within your stomach and within those lower centers. So sometimes it can be important to eat lighter foods, to eat more fruit. Sometimes you may only be able to eat rice or avocados, or it could be really weird. So just learning to listen to your body's intuition, that's something very important on this path, in this journey, during this process. And it's going to be different for everybody. Some people might not experience certain symptoms, and these things that you're experiencing, they can come in a range of symptoms such as physical, emotional, spiritual. You know, we can have emotional releases, intense emotional releases where you're just crying and letting everything out, or when you're feeling angry, or when you're just laughing spontaneously. You know, these are called kriyas. These are energetic manifestations of karma releasing from your body. It could be a physical manifestation where this karma releasing is showing up in your body in some way, or emotional release, or an energetic release. You may feel energetic symptoms through your body, hot or cold sensations. You know, these are all symptoms of Kundalini at times, where we feel these odd sensations, and we have to learn to just be open, to not judge them, to not try to control them. And for anyone going through this process at this time, watching this video, I just want to remind you that this process, these intense symptoms, these intense experiences that you're having, they're not going to last forever. You know, everything is temporary. Change is always happening. And this process, as we learn to navigate it, as we release these blockages, especially from our lower energy centers, and we learn to ground ourselves, things balance out. Okay, this energy balances out. It becomes a much more smooth process. But it also comes in waves. Okay, you can have a wave where, whoo, a lot of expansion, a lot of intensified symptoms, a lot of downloads, a lot of ear ringing, you know. And then it can come back down where you're doing more shadow work, where you're releasing more emotions. And at first it can be like a roller coaster. That's how it was for me. I was having these intense highs and then these intense lows. These intense highs where I was feeling just intensified bliss. My heart was expanding. I was feeling so much love and just blessed to be alive. I would cry because how could someone be so blessed to feel this bliss? And then I would come back down and I would feel this depression, these pains coming up from my past, these intense emotions, this intense loneliness. But eventually this roller coaster, it became more smooth, and it's on a much more smooth path. Of course, I still have my up and downs. I still have to clear emotions. I still have to clear trauma from my body. But it's a much more smooth process, especially when I've learned to navigate, when I've learned how to get out of my own way. Okay, because that's one thing that can really intensify our symptoms and really make this feel more like a curse than a blessing, is our own resistance. Alright, so know that you are on a path of great transformation, and this energy did not awaken for no reason. You know, it is happening for a reason. This energy is a higher intelligence, and it often awakens when the time is right. You know, oftentimes when this energy awakens spontaneously, it is a divinely timed, divinely orchestrated happening in your life. And you can probably feel that divine timing. You can feel how this is where you were meant to be. This was meant to happen in your life. It's just sometimes can hit you like a truck, like I said earlier. So just know that you are being guided towards your highest potential. You are being guided towards your authentic self and being called towards what your soul wants to do here on earth, what your soul wants to experience. So just a reminder. Alright, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for tuning in to my channel. Subscribe to my channel Soul Expansion if you feel called to, if you feel like you want to hear more messages from me in the future. Alright, I appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace.